Hi, good afternoon. Welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot Readings from the Heart. So today's tarot reading is for the month of November 2014, and this is for the zodiac sign of Cancer. Supposing away from the get-go, I identified that somewhere along the line, perhaps going on from now into November or in November, there's going to be a situation that arises whereby you are very confused about how you feel about something. It could be a situation, it could be a person. I'll tell you why I've come to that conclusion, okay? Take a look at these two first cards here. We've got the Knight of Cups and the Devil, okay? Now, don't get worried about this Devil card, okay? Because the Devil card really just sort of denotes things like addictions, okay? So it can really denote things like lust, sex, perhaps drugs, things that look really good on the surface, but underneath they're not so good. Things that look attractive on the surface, but underneath it's not so attractive. And I think the situation here for some of you Cancerians in the month of November is going to be either that you're going to have someone new coming into your life that seems amazing, or it could be that you've got a situation or a person around you at the moment who appeared at first to be really attractive, really amazing. Potentially you couldn't believe your luck. They were like a knight in shining armour. Perfect. But as time's gone on, or in November as time goes on, you're going to start to see things in a little bit of a different way. But it's going to be a situation, I believe, that is very difficult to kind of release, let go of. Now, I get the feeling that this is a situation that's potentially going on now for some of you guys, or as I've said, it's going to be happening starting off in November. But I definitely believe it's either a situation, so something that on the surface appeared really attractive, really great, you couldn't get enough of, or it's a person that's coming into your life who is already around you that just seemed amazing. And I think if it's, again, I'm going to do my hypothetical scenarios because it's easier for me to explain things that way. I think if it's a relationship, I think if it's a person, I think for some of you Cancerians, you're finding it difficult to decide what you want to do. On the one side, it seems perfect. It seems like a really good idea to be in this relationship, to be with this person. There might be a lot of passion involved, a lot of love involved. Well, I don't know whether it's love, but it might be something whereby you thought it was love involved, only to find out that maybe they weren't what they seemed. Okay? For me, I think if it's a person, there could have been a lot of lust involved, and maybe that's the thing that's keeping some of you guys attached to the relationship. But I think deep down you're questioning it, and you're feeling that there's something not quite right, or it's not good for you. You're feeling that a situation that ultimately looks really good is actually quite bad for you. I think that's what's happening with some of you guys in the month of November, or even going on now. For some of you guys, you're struggling with your head and your heart with this situation. You know, potentially, for some of you guys, that it's potentially not the right thing for you to do. But your heart is staying with it. There's a temptation in this situation that keeps you bound to it. This Devil card also talks about, when we draw this, it also talks about kind of being a prisoner or tied to something, being chained to something. And I think with this situation or this person, you feel that you are chained to this person. You feel that you are bound up in something with this person, that you are finding it difficult to walk away from. And I think potentially in this case with these two cards, it could be in a little bit of a temptation stroke addiction thing going on with this person. Either being addicted to what they've got, their lifestyle, them, their body, whatever the case may be. There's an addiction thing going on and you feel chained through that addiction, and you're feeling that it's difficult to walk away from it. And I think that this was kind of backed up to me from the other two cards that I drew for the month of November. We've got the Five of Wands and the Two of Swords. And the Five of Wands is all about struggle, unfortunately. I think for some of you Cancerians in the month of November, or even going on from now, there is a struggle. And this was denoted with the Devil card, definitely. There's a struggle going on inside of what to do. You're caught between a rock and a hard place in a way. But it's all off your own making. I think for some of you Cancerians with the Five of Wands, there are conflicting emotions with this situation that's going on. You know what you want to do, but your heart won't let you do it. Something's keeping you there. Something's keeping you bound to the situation. And with the Two of Swords, again, this is a card about confusion and making choices. It's a card about not finding it easy to make a choice about something. This can also be a card about living a lie, blocking off your emotions, just turning a blind eye to the truth of the situation. So I think for a lot of you Cancerians in the month of November, and even going on from now, with this, what this story is telling me is that there is a situation or a person in your life, or they may be coming in within November, that seems amazing at first. Everything you could possibly want. But slowly but surely, you start to uncover certain things, and it starts to make you feel, do I really want this relationship? But I'm addicted to this person. I want to be with this person, or I want to be in this situation for whatever reason. It could be for the lifestyle, it could be for the sex, it could be for the money, it could even be for the drugs. Who knows? But I think there is temptation there, and the temptation is difficult to walk away from. And I think you're struggling with your emotions to do it. You're struggling. There's a struggle going on. Even though this isn't a Cups card, I would definitely say that there is a struggle going on somewhere along the line, a conflict going on of what to do. And the Two of Swords again just backs it up. Confusion, struggling to make a choice, blocked feelings coming up, denial, trying to push things underneath the carpet, trying to turn a blind eye to the truth of the situation. And again, it was backed up. It's so weird, this reading, in a way, because everything kind of really flows through. And I'd be surprised if no one was experiencing this right now, or in the month of November. We've got the Hanged Man and the Four of Pentacles, and I think the Hanged Man in this situation again is about perspective, looking at things the wrong way. And it could be for some of you guys with this situation that you're feeling bound to, that you're feeling that you can't walk away from, that you're feeling that you can't let go of. Really, this card is saying that you need to look at stuff from another perspective. This is a card about letting go of old beliefs, of old ways of looking at things. So potentially for some of you guys, it could be in the month of November that you start to kind of look at something in another way. Well, what about if I did walk away from the situation? It's not making me feel really good, but I stay in the situation, or I stay with this person purely for materialistic or sexual or whatever reasons. Maybe for some of you it will be a turning point where you say, well, really, do I really want to stay in a relationship for those reasons? Do I really want to stay with this situation for those reasons? Whatever those reasons might be. And this card is really just saying, take another viewpoint, because when you take another viewpoint and you take another perspective on the situation, in essence, it sets you free. The truth will set you free. When you let go, you're able to have newness and lovelier stuff come into your life. But while you're bound by whatever situation this is, how can you expect to be free? How can you expect to have anything new and happier come into your life? And the Four of Pentacles, in this case, this card really talks about holding on to stuff. Holding on to stuff for materialistic reasons, for greedy reasons. This card talks about possessiveness and about really being a control freak. So it's about controlling a situation. And it's telling you to step out of your comfort zone. Step out of the fear. If you're fearing leaving something because you're afraid to be on your own, or you're afraid to try something new, or for whatever reason you're afraid to let go of the money or the lifestyle or the clothing or the sex or the whatever it is, then it's saying step out of your comfort zone. Don't be so possessive and precious on the situation. Step out of it. Because when you step out of it, you'll set yourself free. Take a risk. And the final two cards I want to quickly show you about this are the Star and the Magician. And these two cards really say the same sort of thing. if you can listen to reason, whoever you are, whoever it is that's watching this video, and if this resonates with you, these cards are saying that once you step away from the situation that inside you feel is potentially not good for you, you'll be able to start generating all sorts of good stuff in your life. You'll actually be able to bring in true happiness. The Star card can denote seeing the light, which is a funny phrase when I'm looking at the reading here. But this really is kind of, the star is shining a light on the situation, and what this card is really saying is follow your intuition. This isn't so much an intuitive card as a card about manifesting your dreams, about letting your inspiration guide you, about wishing on a star. So I really think that with this reading, this is saying to me, certainly, that you need to step out of your comfort zone. Whatever it is that you feel bound to, you're not actually bound to. You're telling yourself that. If it's materialistic reasons, you don't need it. You can step away from it. If it's sexual reasons, then there's more to life than just sex. There's other things that make a relationship rather than that. Just sex. There's other things that definitely make a relationship work. Whatever it is, this is saying, see the light, see the truth of the situation. Step away from it, because once you do, you're going to manifest all sorts of things. But first of all, you've got to kind of get rid of old beliefs and old ways of doing things. And with the Magician card, this just really culminates everything, you know. Manifesting again your desires. Get out there. Live your life. You know, because you're going to have happy outcomes with this Star card. But you can't be happy, for some of you Cancerians, whilst you're bound to something that's not making you truly happy, but is only making you potentially happy in part. Okay, so that's your reading, Cancer, for the month of November 2014. I'll be back with your love and romance reading for November 2014, so please check in for that, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.